My name is Paul Borowski, and I am the owner of Quality Business Plan, and I'm here to bring you all our business plan writers tip number 102, which is, picture this, revenues and profits galore. And what I mean by this is when you write a business plan, make sure to put some graphs in there that are going to show your revenues and your net income. And so for this video, what I want to do is I want to show you all how to make this graph in Excel. So without further ado, let's dive into it. When I make that graph for my Word document, I'm going to do it in an Excel document, and the information I'm going to use is a structure like this with your revenues and net income, and then I'm going to go ahead and show you all how to go ahead and do this graph right here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label up my template right here, which is going to be revenues and profits. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to merge this into 6 different columns. So we got one right here, we got 6 different columns. We're going to merge this together. There we go. And then I'm going to change the font. I don't like that font. The font sucks. Alright, so we'll go ahead and put the font to that right there. And then I like to bold it as well. And just to make it pretty, I like to throw a box around it. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put the years. So we'll call it year 1, and we'll do year 2, and then what we'll do is we'll highlight this and we'll drag it over, and that'll give us year 5. Next thing we're going to do is center it, and then what the heck, we'll throw a box around that too. And then what we're going to do is we're going to label these rows revenues. Oh. We're going to label it revenues and then net income. And what you can do is you can type in your own revenues and net income. However, what I like to do is I like to drag this information from my income statement. So I'll go over to my income statement and I'll click on my revenues and I'll hit enter. And then I'll go ahead and I'll do the same thing for net income. I'll put an equal sign, find my net income for year 1, net income right there, hit enter. And then what I'll do is I'll highlight both of them, drag it to the right, and then I'm going to go ahead and format this. I'm going to go ahead and click the comma here. That will give me my format, and then I'm going to get rid of those pennies. And I'll just decrease the decimal twice. Alright, so now what we have here is we've got a really good setup, a really good foundation that's going to allow us to go ahead and do our revenues and profits. So the next thing what we're going to do is we're going to highlight everything. We're going to start with this column right, this cell right here. We're going to pull it over and we're going to go down. So we're going to highlight these 3 rows and these 6 columns. Then we're going to go up to and we're going to click on insert, and then we're going to go over to recommended graph, click down, and we're going to select the first graph here. So that's going to give us part of the way there. Next thing we're going to do is this graph looks pretty blah. I like how this, the color right here kind of starts heavy and then tapers down. So I kind of want the same format with that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're still in the chart design. So I'm going to click on the down arrow here for the chart design. And I'm going to look for the graph that's going to have it tapered down, the color tapered off, which is going to be this one right here. My final step is going to be, I'm going to go ahead, double click on the chart title, and I'm going to change the chart title to revenues and profits. And then I'll click out of it, and there we go. We now have a graph that we can go ahead and click on, hit Control C or copy, and it'll allow us to go ahead and enter it into a Word document by hitting Control V. Give it a second, let it think about it. And so now that we've got that, we can go ahead and center up the graph, and we can shrink it, or we can adjust the size of it as well by pulling, going to the bottom right hand corner and moving it up or down. So hopefully this information is helpful on how y'all can go ahead and create a revenues and profit chart by using Excel. And if y'all need some help with starting a business or raising funds, I've got some great books out. First one right here is Starting a Business is Like Playing a Video Game. Here are the level sheets. And then if you need some help raising funds for your small business, I've got a book for that as well, which is a complete small business guide to raising funds in 2019. And finally, if y'all need some help writing a business plan, here's my contact information. Don't be a stranger and give me a shout. Thank you.